Grace and peace as we are talking about the tough sayings of Jesus. So how about this one, which you can find in Matthew 10 or Luke 12. In Matthew, it'll look something like this. Brother will betray brother to death, and father his child, and children will rise up against parents and cause them to be put to death. Isn't Matthew a cheery gospel? We love it. And in Luke, it just says, things like, the household will be divided 3 against 2, 2 against 3. They will be divided father against son, son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. Apparently, you can only be in conflict with the same gender in the Gospels. So, really, we think this is a tough saying of Jesus, but the Gospels are simply borrowing beautifully from our Hebrew scriptures, because you're going to find this in, say, the prophet Micah, chapter 7, where a son disavows a father, a daughter rises up against a mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A person's enemies are the people in his own household. Probably sounds familiar, right? That is a tough saying, whichever part of the gospel or Hebrew text you want to use. So what are we talking about? And why do we have to have conflict in our household if the illusion is that Christians are, to quote REM, shiny, happy people holding hands, which we all know we're not? I would like to ask if any of you are studying any part of history and have found that there were maybe household conflicts when it came to, let's say, slavery, or let us not talk about the abortion topic, or maybe answer our phones, because certainly we do not have conflict over whether we should have cell phones at the table. But what the gospel has to say to us, sometimes, frequently, I'm just going to say almost all the time in my family, causes heated discussion and sometimes conflict. Not along gender lines, but along any lines. What Jesus is saying, as in Matthew and in Luke, he's preparing his disciples to go out amongst them, meaning the human race, is that when you're teaching people, don't teach them to be naive. These things that I'm teaching you are going to cause conflict, but they're also going to teach you how to love one another in the midst of the conflicts. So, hold these things together. You may have things that you will disagree about, but you will disagree in my love, and you will go on. That's how it works when you are faithful in the love, in the faith, and in the opinions you hold together.